We are going to visit the city of Toledo, one of the most beautiful cities in Spain, and with a great historical, cultural and architectural heritage. Not without reason, Toledo is one of the 15 Spanish World Heritage Cities. Toledo can be reached by train or car. If you are traveling from Madrid, the train takes about half an hour to get there, and the station is about 10 minutes walk from the historic center. This is a city that you can visit in one day, although if you have more time, it is highly recommended to see it in detail and above all, to enjoy it at night all illuminated. Toledo is known as the Imperial City for having been the main seat of the court of King Charles I, and also as the city of the three cultures, since three great religions, Christianity, Judaism and Islam, have lived together for centuries in this place, leaving a more than noticeable mark on its streets and buildings, where we can find Arab, Mudéjar, Gothic and Renaissance styles. This is the Church of the Jesuits, which was built over the birthplace of San Ildefonso, the patron saint of Toledo. You can climb its twin towers that measure more than 50 meters, and from there you can enjoy magnificent views of the cathedral and the medieval city. Walking through the city, we find churches, mosques, synagogues. This is a reflection of the three religions that coexisted peacefully for centuries. In addition, Toledo has a very important historical and artistic heritage. This is because, for example, it was here that the writer Garcilaso de la Vega was born, and the famous painter El Greco lived for many years. In fact, in Toledo is where you can visit the only museum dedicated to the painter, and in the Church of Santo Tomé you can visit one of his most famous works, the Burial of the Count of Orgaz. This museum is inside the Church of San Román from the 13th century. In its exhibition we can see some of the vestiges of the ancient capital of the Visigothic Kingdom of Toledo, the trousseaus found in the necropolis of Carpio de Tajo, as well as a very reliable reproductions of the votive crowns of the Treasure of Guardar. One of the most striking features of this museum are its mural paintings, which show clear Romanesque and Arab influences. We continue touring the historic center, passing through the US Quarter to go to buy some typical sweets of Toledo, the marzipans. For those who don't know, marzipan is a sweet whose main ingredients are almonds, sugar and eggs. It is a typical traditional Christmas dessert, although here in Toledo you can find it all year round. Depending on who you talk to about marzipan, they will assure you that it was invented in Toledo, but it was not very clear. In this visit, we are going to buy marzipan in 2 different places. The first place is the Santo Tomé pastry shop, one of the best known and recommended in Toledo. They have been making their products in an artisanal way since 1856, maintaining the flavor and tradition. Here we can see this Don Quixote made of the largest marzipan in the world. It is made with 600 kilograms of marzipan paste and measures more than 3.5 meters high. My cousins are going to try this marzipan for the first time and they seem to like it very much. We continue walking a little more to do some souvenir shopping and to visit the second place where we will buy some more marzipan. We always try to buy the marzipan in the same place, the Convent of San Clemente. It is said that it was the nuns of this convent who, in the face of a famine in the population which lacked wheat and was ravaged by the Arabs, decided to create a dish with the only ingredients they had on hand, sugar and almonds. This gave rise to what we know today as marzipan. Whether it is true or not, for us these are the best marzipans in Toledo. We are going to visit the Roman baths, which are the oldest remains of Toledo, with almost 2,000 years old and had an extension of almost 3,000 square meters. Today it is known that these thermal baths were not only spas but also had outdoor areas and possibly even gymnasiums and commercial areas. It is thought that these baths were in use for more than 300 years, from the 1st century to the end of the 4th century, and it shows the importance that the Roman people had in Toledo. Today you can only visit a small part of it, but it helps us to understand how these thermal baths worked and appreciate the system that was created to supply water to the city at that time. One thing that I discovered during my visit to Toledo and that I will surely repeat is the Tinto de Verano Granita. It is delicious. From what I saw, it also has a bit of vermouth in it, which makes it different. And above all, it comes in handy on a very hot day. Surely you have seen in this video that in addition to the typical souvenirs, in Toledo you can also buy swords. This comes from a long tradition that dates back to Roman times, being maintained in the following eras as the Muslim domination, the Middle Ages or the Renaissance. These swords are well known and appreciated for their quality and design, and are made by hand with Toledo steel and with traditional techniques very similar to those used in the Middle Ages. Before we go to eat at a restaurant that I recommend 100%, we are going to visit the Primate Cathedral of Toledo. Although in this visit we will not enter to see it, it is highly recommended to enter it if you have time. It is one of the largest Gothic cathedrals in Spain. From the outside stands out its 92 meters high tower, which can be seen from different points of the city, and which houses one of the largest bells in the world. It began to be built in the 13th century over a Visigothic cathedral and was finished at the end of the 15th century. We continue our walk around the cathedral to appreciate its great size and to see the three facades of the cathedral. The main one, which we have already seen, the Puerta del Reloj and the Puerta de los Leones. In the same Cathedral Square is also the town hall, the Archbishop's Palace, and a tourist office. We head to the restaurant we have booked to eat, and to do so we have to cross through the Puerta de la Bisagra, which is one of the main entrances to the area of the old medieval walled city. This is not the only gate that gives access to the walled city, but it is the best known and most important. This restaurant is in my list of the top most recommended, both for its food and the attention we receive and its price. It took us a while to get a reservation, but from what we saw, it is absolutely necessary if you want to eat here because it was completely full. These escalators are a great help to be able to access from the parking lots or the bus station and the train station to the center of the city. And from the top, we can see magnificent views of the modern city of Toledo before leaving the city.